The Nephthys of ancient Egypt are a fascinating subject, and that is what these Neftis dialogues are about. My understandings of the Nephthys of Egypt, the cosmic laws of the universe, and we're speaking tonight specifically about Seth and Neftis, and this is all material from my forthcoming book about the Heliopolitan myth. And I have with me as my guest again the beautiful Monika Sleszynska. Welcome, Monika.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here. I am very excited to this part, and especially to know more about Nephthys and Seth, as according to what you have shared, you've been working on the book. Nephthys and Seth are our very natural abilities. And this is a very dear subject to me, and I'm very passionate about it, especially as from the experience of working with hypnosis in London, I have discovered that those are the tools which bring us to be in touch with the intuition, with the instinct. So I'm very excited to hear more of your such a wonderful new sharing.
Yes, and that, we don't need to learn this stuff because we're born with it. It's already there. Yes, we're born with this complete, and actually in everyone it still is complete, but it's under more and more veils, and heavier veils. And like in hypnosis, in a simplified way, part of that process is lifting the veil, helping someone to lift their veil, because there are things underneath it, and actually very wonderful things.
Yes, this is so. And also I wanted to mention the part of Egypt in really opening me to greater intuition and sensory perceptions, which are just part of the intuition. So, through coming here and spending time in Egypt, seeing natural creations and the temples between the people, I noticed that my intuition has grown. So, therefore, I feel that this intuition is very rich. Neftis is very rich amongst the Egyptians in the modern line. Would you please share about Neftis, a little bit about the difference between Neftis and Seth? That's quite intricate.
Seth and Neftis in general, you can say they work inside your body. It's your internal manifestations. And you cannot see any of that. You can just see the outside. You just see the skin. You only see the surface of a person. So what's happening with the Seth and Neftis, you eat food, you digest it. There's all kinds of incredible things happening, these processes in your body. The digestion of food, it's an amazing thing. Totally efficient, perfectly functioning. Your heart keeps beating. It's pumping the blood around all your body, to your toes, to your fingertips, everything. It's all functioning perfectly from before you're born until just after you die. You never need to think about it. You never need to know, because Seth is taking care of it. Seth is taking care of it. He is the king. He is controlling and looking after and preserving your body perfectly. You can abuse it, but that's when something else gets involved, namely the mind, wrong thinking. So yes, you can abuse it, and Seth will suffer. But Seth is the perfect functioning metabolism, both physically and metaphysically. Because when a person walks in the door, a stranger walks in the door, you can look and straight away say, don't trust that man. It's called your gut reaction. Gut reaction, that's Seth.
The gut feeling,
it comes from, and it's like that. The man walks in the door. I don't like the look of that one. And it's correct. For you, it doesn't mean that's a bad person, but for you, there's something chemically or alchemically that it's better you're not, don't get involved with that person. Another person walks in the door and you say, God, I feel I've known you all my life. Come and sit. I don't want you to ever leave. It's immediate. And it's not about falling in love. It can also be that. But your first reaction to anything, even you get a phone call, oh, this just happened, your very first reaction, not what you say, but before you speak, that's the correct one. That's from Seth. It's immediate, and if you don't listen and pay attention, your mind will probably do something different, which you later regret, and it can take years of regret to undo denying Seth. So being in harmony with the cosmic laws of the universe, being in harmony with Seth, means listening to your instinct, because it's telling you, don't eat that apple. It's just a little bit off. Oh, okay, and you just don't eat it. Oh, but eat this. This is really good for, actually you need more iron. Eat this. Seth knows. Seth knows exactly the body's needs. He doesn't know how to get it, because he just works inside. But Neftis knows. And Neftis is his sister. Brother and sister mean two things that are very close. Twins mean that they have incredible affinities. Incredible. So if Seth says, oh, I need magnesium. I need magnesium, and he knows he needs magnesium, but he doesn't know how to get it. So he says to Neftis, I need magnesium. My legs are a little funny, I need magnesium. And Neftis says, oh, there's magnesium in that. Drink that. Neftis knows exactly which foods and drinks contain the minerals, the metals, whatever it is that Seth needs to correct the body function, to keep it functioning perfectly. He doesn't know where magnesium is outside of himself. He knows where it is inside himself, and he says there's not enough. We're a little short on magnesium. But he doesn't know how to get it into his system. Neftis knows. She's the guide. She knows. Oh, salt, you need salt? Yeah, drink that.
So Seth is it's about directly, what's happening directly in the body, in the systems, in the different processes, reactions. And he informs about what's happening in the body, how to bring the balance, what's necessary. So it gives us this information. And Neftis is the next step. They're very interconnected.
Yes.
So she tells us where it is, so she senses the fastest possible way to deliver it.
Exactly.
So actually now I understand this better, that this intelligence is two different parts. I believe that in modern world we often feel the gut feeling, we associate it with the intuition. Actually it's an instinct.
It's instinct.
So that brings lots of clarity as for what the instinct represents.
Seth is protecting you. He's protecting your physical realm and your metaphysical realm. Neftis is not protecting you. That's Seth. Seth is protecting you. Neftis is your guide.
So Seth is about what's happening here and now in the body.
They're both about here and now. Seth and Neftis only work with the here and now. There's no past, there's no future. They work with the here and now. And we're speaking here, of course, about mankind, about man, about Seth and Neftis in the human being. So we're speaking on a very small scale, and personal experience in the modern world, like crossing the road. But these are cosmic laws, because the principle of Seth, it's not just for us, it's about everything. It's about the whole universe. And this is why, like the animals, everything else in nature except man, actually. All the animals, all the birds, all the trees, all the phenomena of nature, the flowers, they work in perfect harmony with Seth. They would never go against Seth. Never. It's inconceivable for them. They must work in harmony with the cosmic laws of the universe. That's why they're always perfect. They're always perfect. It's only man who, through this gift of intellect, which is the blessing and the curse, has the choice of saying yes or no. Yes, I will listen to you, or yes, I heard you, but I'm not going to do what you told me. And so man has the choice. He can hear Seth. Seth's giving. He's saying, don't do that. He's saying, yeah, I'm going to do it.
What would you say would be an advice, a tip, the way to follow to be more in tune with Seth and Neftis?
It's being open to, first of all, being open to this idea. What I'm proposing is an idea. For some people, this may be totally nuts. It's fine. I'm proposing an idea that this Egyptian system of the Neftis is a very practical way of working with your life. We're speaking now specifically about Seth and Neftis. There are all kinds of other Neftis that deal with all kinds of other things. But Seth and Neftis and Isis and Osiris, these are the big four for mankind that are daily in operation constantly in your life. So we're speaking about these two now that are on the invisible realm, Seth and Neftis. My thought is that right now there's so many people who are realizing, like Seth and Neftis are starting to be shaken and say, wait a minute, that this modern stuff's great, but is that it? Isn't there something else? I think this is why there's such a huge movement of shamanism right now, because shamanism is trying to get in touch with your instinct and your intuition, primarily instinct. It's a very instinctive way. It's part of the ancient Egyptian teaching, but a fraction. People didn't have to learn that, they grew up with that. It is a shamanic system, the Sufism that exists in Egypt and throughout all of Africa. Shamanism is a basic principle. It's not a big deal. It's natural. It's normal. It's completely normal. In the West, it's kind of different. It's an alternative way. No, it's not alternative. Just you moved away from that. But your great-grandparents, they were very in touch with that. The internet brings you into an electronic moment, but it's not necessarily the whole moment.
So with internet and technology, we have lots of information. And we have access to lots of information. lots of entertainment, lots of activities, and we can be in touch with people on the other side of the globe instantaneously.
Fantastic.
However, this means lots of information that we can it can become a habit. So here on the other side we have the natural system which informs us about what's good for us. And I believe it's possible to still regain this balance, to allow to listen to what's inside, being in touch with us. And I'm sure I believe that this video is bringing awareness about it. It's a beautiful design for sharing.
Well, it's interesting because one of the examples you just gave now, that with this modern technology you can speak or communicate with someone on the other side of the planet. But guess what? Neftis can do that. Did you know that? Neftis can communicate with people anywhere on the planet. Your intuition. And old ideas like prayer, like, your mother's out there somewhere, or your father, or your husband, or someone you love is out there, and they're not right next to you. But you can send a message from your heart. Neftis is the wisdom of the heart. Neftis is the wisdom of the heart. She exists outside of time and space. If you can get into that wisdom of your heart and just for a moment, you don't need to meditate or anything big, just think about that person you love and appreciate them. And say, I'm sending you love now. It's up to you whether you believe they receive that or not. But when we're going around our day, sometimes you just go, I feel better now. But you don't know that someone didn't just send you a little love. Yeah, your phone didn't ping, but from the beginning of time until like 15 years ago, no one had a phone that pinged. It didn't exist. There was no ping. But people communicated.
Well, I totally believe that, and I experienced it numerous times, both ways, receiving and sending.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the next level, because we are told often, oh, how wonderful you're about to call someone, or you call them and they say, oh, I was just thinking about you.
Why? Neftis. You have a Neftis, they have a Neftis. And when they're in sync, you communicate.
Well, that's really phenomenal, because I experienced that numerous times in my life, and I believe many more on the planet now experiencing that, feeling guided, being guided, and following this inspiration, calling, inner guidance as where to be, because that's what brings us new experience, new connections, new opportunities, and new journeys of life.
And it's a way of acting in harmony with the cosmic laws of the universe, which is, how we began. Would you like to work in harmony with those cosmic laws? Yes, I would. Well, open the door to Seth and Neftis. And not just them, I mean all the Neftis. We just spoke about them today. But you have to know what the cosmic laws are, what they do, how they can serve you, and how to use them. It's very simple, but they're very practical, very effective. It's a system that works. You can see, without even understanding anything of ancient Egypt, you can see that they had a system that worked. Seth, you could say, doesn't have a location, but it's your gut reaction. And it kind of feels like he comes more from there. And Neftis is the wisdom of the heart. So, they don't have a physical location. It's just making analogies here. But within the physical body of man, these properties exist and they're functioning perfectly.
That's beautiful. I look forward to many coming series.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing.